most of the time NAOS is a bit late to the picture whenever that happens, and that is the reason why it's so good. The Gragas is just so good against a lot of the PH teams that we have here. Now BRU picking it up, the Renekton for themselves. We have seen this yesterday, the Renekton versus the Garen. And the Scorch has been a really good rune. That, I don't know why, but it worked so well against Trace eSports yesterday.
I'm sure that Otto's tried it out as well in his rank games, as he mentioned yesterday. And it's just an insane influence too on the laning phase, because the damage, the pokes will be on the better end of whoever uses the Garen. And right now, that's the goal here of NAOS eSports. They are willing to let a support be banned away here by BRU. Alistar is still available if ever Wraith wants to pick it up, but I think they really need to think whatever champion Mirmo is going to be having. Jhin, I think, is still okay to be picked up here since there is the Zeri that they really need to burst. But Ezreal doesn't seem to be a bad idea as well. I think right now, since they have the Corki, the DPS, and the mixed damage between AP and AD are there.
Yeah. One of the things that's good about this is more of a NAOS playstyle, having a lot of engages, having a lot of CC in to help out Mirmo and also Mitsura on their side. Having the Nautilus is also good. They banned the Galio so that they wouldn't be able to react to the explosive cast from what the Jess. So right now, going for a Kha'Zix rather than an Olaf in this is really surprising for me, because if ever BRU could do the same thing, pick up the Olaf so that you wouldn't be CC'd a lot. But because there's a Garen also, that's a good point. Because there's a Garen also, it might be hard if he's low in HP.
And I think that I get the intention here of BRU. Since they do have the Gragas anyways, they do have Renekton and Kha'Zix. As long as they reach Mitsura and Mirmo, Calm, Zaupi, and Wraith won't be able to do anything into the fight. And Noel can just easily kite them out. That's the goal here of BRU.
That's what you're looking for.
Yes.
And this is a composition in where Jhin could be really effective. Having only one really good front line on the side of BRU, it's gonna be easy for Jhin to kite them out and to deal significant damage against these members of BRU.
They just need to be careful of the isolation. That's where BRU is just really good. That's how they defeated them in the last series that they have fought, and how they defeated them in game number 1 as well. And if that continues to be the pace here of NAOS eSports, then BRU can just get this easy 2-0 at the start of the series. I love the composition of both sides. I love the flavor of NAOS eSports. It's very showing on how they usually play out their games. It shows confidence as well that they are going to be able to protect Mitsura and Mirmo, but they always have to keep their eyes on what the Jess. This guy is just a genius on setting things up.
Yeah, from the side of NAOS eSports, from what we've seen with their composition though, having the Corki has damage, it's gonna be good. Late game scaling is gonna be there. But one of the things that I really love about this is having the package. Once you have the package with this amount of CC from their side, it's gonna be good. One problem though is that because Gragas is still here, it would be really hard for them to be in position when it comes to this front to back that they want to do with the composition that they built.
I mean, in terms of crowd control, like, we would give it a little bit towards BRU as well, especially because of the Gragas influence. Yes, they have the Cyclone here for NAOS eSports, and they have the lockdown for Wraith on single targets, but BRU can easily go and burst anyone that they actually want. So Wraith has to always keep his eyes on whoever's going towards Mitsura or Mirmo. I think backline is going to be very important as well. Cheeky invade actually here.
Yeah. Good play coming in from NAOS eSports, so this is something that they would really need. And Ray shadowing Flipper, that is enough. Delaying his laning on the top side and also delaying this Kha'Zix would be really big. And having vision on that blue side of the map, it would be easier for them to know if Kha'Zix is gonna go for an invade, and that's why they're clearing the top side of the map. Really smart play from NAOS.
Starting from a switcheroo, right? Or a swap of lanes here. That's why they were able to do this. Had it been the Dragon laners in the bot lane, then Zappy won't be able to do this. Now, BRU, especially Valdez, has to invade on the jungle cap now of Zappy.
Yeah, you could get Dove here. Wraith is going to be there, tanking a lot of damage, flashing out of the way. Slice and Dice is going to be there, but Wraith would be able to wait! was able to tank 3 tower shots, and that's why it's gonna be a 1-for-1 top side.
Unfortunate. He thought that he was safe from Talon's range, but it wasn't.
He went away
now...
and back. He walks in. I was surprised. I thought that was enough range to actually cut off the range.
Valdez invading now. Mitsura is here.
Will be able to smite it out, forcing the flash. That was good for him now.
They denied the steal as well, or the invade of Valdez, and that's good. NAOS eSports now can have the better end in terms of farming here, especially for Zaupi, and delay the level 5 of Valdez. I think that is a really good strategy that they are having right now. Of course, Valdez had the perfect KDA in the previous game. 19 is very difficult to actually achieve, especially against NAOS eSports, that they are very kill hungry. But BRU, given their discipline and the way they're always able to isolate NAOS eSports, is always a thing to take note of.
Yeah. Something that I like about this, though, most of the time having a core key is enough magic damage in their side, because the changes that they did with Corki is really, really smart. But now, with this on the side of BRU though, what they can do is try to really hold off this top side of the map. But with Mirmo having a lot of XP, having a lot of damage, it is honestly gonna be good. Because with this on the top side, they just need to give Mirmo all the advantage that he could get with the kills. And Wraith would be moving forward with Zaupi here. BRU is aware of this because they have a ward there.
So,
me baiting him out. Cyclone's gonna be there. That's gonna be it, holding him out of the way. Dipper is gonna be able to run in what the Jess does have the explosive cast a while ago, forcing them back. And they are not successful with that gang.
Mirmo should have the curtain call, but he doesn't have enough mana after clearing out the wave, so they won't be pursuing this lane anymore and just go back into the base, cash in, you know, 4-tier items, especially they want to accelerate Mirmo's performance here into this game. They are a little bit ahead in terms of gold, which is good, primarily because of the influence they had in the jungle clearing of Valdez. Now eSports having a better early game right now, I would say, compared to game number 1.
Yeah. Having Timber on the Wick side is also good, especially Timber is such a good player, and once you put him at the back side, it's not going to be easy for him to fight against Calm on this bottom side of the map, because if he fights 1v1, a Demolition Justice could really end his life pretty easily.
And Garen is just really OP in this game right now. It's one of the reasons why we love / hate this champion, because it's very simple to or easy to use the Garen, but also you can have massive influence not only in laning phase but also in team fight and split pushing.
Yeah. Now it's eSports going for the bot side. I'm really expecting that they're gonna go for the dragon again on this part of the game, because they do have a lot more early game pressure because of the damage from the Jhin really is well, especially if he goes for the Yomu's Ghostblade first item. That's a lot of armor penetration, and BRU is gonna have a hard time fighting against them. That's why with what we're seeing right now from their rotation, BRU is more leaning, having vision on the top side of the map, is gonna be prioritizing their Herald.
And it's scary as well that BRU has 3 squishy champions, the Zeri, the Kha'Zix, and the Zoe. So Mirmo this time will have more value on the collector item later on. But win rate here still of the well is very astonishing. Is one of his favorite champions lately come, you know, the latter patch of patch 4.1c, right? And even right now in a patch 4.2, he's able to just fully utilize this champion.
Having the Zeri in the mid lane is also good. It's easy to just set up a lot of late game fights just because of how... Oh, there you go. There it's a damage. Explosive cast would be able to body slam him away. Wraith is going to fall down. Having advantage. Mirmo's going to flash in. That's the damage coming from Baldus. He's going to die. And that is BRU having 2 for 1. They might be able to get some more. Zap is going to be there. The Demolition Justice is going to be able to have a lot of damage from Calm, but it's not going to be enough to get some kills. The well is going to be able to finish it in the end. And it's still an advantageous kill for the side of BRU.
Oh man, the follow-ups here of BRU is just insane. Always having a numbers advantage against NAOS eSports and ready for fights all the time. That's why they get a better end in that fight. And now they're starting the dragon. NAOS eSports doesn't have a jungler, so this is going to be absolutely free for BRU. But Mitsuru doing a really good job, actually.
Yeah, that's smart. Taking it on the hands of Mitsuru, taking the Herald to their side, just really stops them from taking both objectives to their side, and that's a good answer. At least that slows the bleeding on their side, and the top side tower is going to get taken down.
So the gold is going to be injected here for Mitsuru a lot. He has a big responsibility to deal massive damage later on, especially when what the Jazz initiates here onto Rafe, because most of the time he actually is the target. And if you take, it does make a lot of sense. If you take the Nautilus down, then that's one key frontline member of eSports dead. Let's check that replay one more time, because the follow-up from What the Jess is superb. And after the initiation, we see Valdez going there as well. He wanted to go towards the R8 and start it up, but he went towards Mirmo, gets the kill, and Noel follows up as well. That's why they constantly have this numbers advantage in the fight that allowed them to get more kills, get the dragon, and eventually just continue to win every single team fight that they come across against NAOS eSports.
What's great about BRU is the presence of What the Jazz, man. What the Jazz has been really great with his supports, the Alistar and the NGX battle, and now the Gragas that he has picked, is the reason why it's still hard for NAOS eSports to set up a good fight for themselves, because most of the time, whenever they hit a Sleepy Trouble bubble, that could be the reason why Explosive Cast could really be turned on and pull the trigger from the side of BRU. And that's so far has been the reason why they have been winning a lot of this fight. And What the Jess again sees his spray, body slams, Explosive cast him towards the team, and Rafe is gonna be dying here with no trades from the side of NAOS eSports.
Easy setup by BRU. They have the follow-up as well. Golden Feet does not miss his paddle starts whenever What the Jess sets up with the cast. And that's why BRU is just really good on this game right now. NAOS eSports, they're always being catched on here by BRU, and it's not a good sign here for this game. Towers falling down as well as BRU takes down that bottom one. If they take mid lane, it's going to be a lot harder for NAOS eSports to actually set up vision, because I mean, What the Jazz is will always have like a lot of eyes across the map. That's why he's able to make those fancy plays.
Yeah. What I like about this, though, the only thing that is good is that this goal lead is not ballooning towards the favor of BRU, and now eSports was able to survive just because of that Rift Herald take on the top side, taking a tower there. And that's why it's good. As long as they stop the dragons from being taken all over by the side of BRU, that Noel is not going to have an easy time getting a lot of damage through to the side of NAOS eSports. Now, what can they do? NAOS eSports could really just hold it up, make it stable, and not let What the Just get some pickoffs.
I mean, the goal here to scale up till the late game, because Bitsura later on is going to deal nukes of damage, Mirmo as well, and as long as they don't give massive gold lead for BRU, just like in game number 1, they should be fine, because they have their own burst as well, and they have 3 front lines better than BRU. So as long as they avoid fights for now, but they need to take on this second dragon here that BRU wants to scale up, because they need to stop the scaling of BRU. That's also the additional problem that they have right now. If they go for team fights, NAOS eSports needs to be together or grouped up initially into the fight, not one by one getting into the fight, just like what happened earlier against BRU, because BRU will always group up, will always strike as a unit.
Yeah, Dragon's gonna be up 40 seconds. They need to get vision here before the members of BRU in order for them to set up a kill for themselves, because it's gonna be very needed for them to set up for a kill. And having 2 ADCs, they need 2 items. 2 items already is gonna be built by Mitsura and also for Mirmo. They could have decent damage in this fight, and this is the time for them to contest this objective.
At most, just try not to be isolated here by What the Jess, not get hit by the Paddle Star or Sleepy Trouble Bubble by Golden Feet. I mean, there's a lot that they have to dodge along the way, because Renekton Kha'Zix as well can easily close the distance, while Noel is going to be free hitting while their front lines remain stable here for BRU. Now, eSports, they need to be the ones setting the plays. They need Rafe to be the one setting things up as well with a dredge line into the depth charge, because if they're the ones receiving the initiation, they always lose.
Great positioning again by Thipper, and go for a great flank miss, so it could be stopped right here. Great Sleepy Trouble Bubble to get some damage. Rafe is gonna go in with the depth charge, but that's gonna get another explosive cast. What the Just gonna be in front. He's gonna be doing damage. He's in front. They were able to take the dragon by themselves, but the damage coming from the well. He's not gonna be stopped. He's free hitting everybody. They got some kills already, but it's gonna snowball in their favor. Noel is very fast. Baldur's in front of Mirmo. Mirmo's gonna die, and BRU is just gonna take kills for themselves, and the dragon has been taken also by the members.
Yeah, 3 dragon stacks and a baron, or 3 kills and a dragon here for BRU. That is a massive win, I would say, especially on the scaling side. NAOS eSports tried to interfere. Zaupi tried to get the dragon because Rafe initiated here against Valdos with the depth charge, but was still able to remain sneaky as well. Let's check that replay one more time. Golden Feet on the Zoe is just superb. And I think similar to game number 1, he's just able to deal the necessary damage. Zappy tried to smite, but it's still Valdes that got it, unfortunately, here for NAOS eSports. What's really good that Mirmo actually was able to deal massive damage, but he got stuck, and that's very unfortunate for him.
That's 1/3 HP, one hit from Valdes. That is really scary. Again, something to point out during this fight, though. One of the things that I've seen from NAOS eSports is that whenever Wraith goes in for a death charge, they are not on the same page. They need to be on the same page whenever Wraith goes in for the engage, because Valdes was left alone there on the Dragon's Pit. They could have went for the kill, but because also what the just is perfect timing to stop them makes it really hard.
They're not yet moving as a unit. NAOS eSports
no, Thipper's gonna be dead. It's gonna be a 1v1, but the members right here, it's gonna be a 1v3. He's gonna be dead for sure because the members are gonna be helping him out. Flashes away, but the Collector collects his life.
Really good for NAOS eSports, able to get something across the board, but though they won't be able to get anything out of it for the meantime. That's just gold, able to still neutralize the gold lead that BRU has. They need to deny the last Dragon Staff. If BRU gets it, this is going to be so difficult for them to now turn over. Even if they do have a scaling lineup, every team fight still was favoring BRU, and they can't get any turrets just yet. The only one they had was top lane, simply because Mitsura was able to get the RH and use it there.
Yeah, this is the BRU we haven't seen during the fight against NGX. This was them on Game 4, Game 5. And where it was the start of them just scaling up, just really doing better moving forward in the series against NGX. And now eSports has been having a hard time prioritizing objectives. The only good thing that I'm seeing here is that they have tower advantages. They have tower in the mid lane being taken down, so they would have priority on the next objectives. But as long as BRU threatens this, what the Jess bodies that perfect timing again. And now they're not going to be able to move through. That Battlestar on Zappy just got him to half HP.
Not to miss target as well. If you're Zappy, you would want to use your Cyclone onto the back line so that the rest can follow up. But what the Jess can simply do that. Just one body slam, or even the cast can easily isolate the members of NAOS eSports and have them to disengage.
Yeah, they want this. Want the Jess again. Another great explosive cast. Stasis to buy some time. That's not going to be a Dave Wraith. But the members of BRU are scattered around. NAOS eSports are going to be forced to back away here. Still don't have the tower down, but as long as they got this, Valdes would be stopping their backs, and this is going to be a tower for sure. With Tipper moving forward on the mid lane, there's going to be a tower takedown by the side of BRU.
Now eSports are forced back constantly. The pokes of BRU are starting to be a massive problem. They want the Baron. This is actually a big brain play.
Yeah, Wraith caught wind of it. They're a bit too late. Zappy's not in the area. This is going to be an easy take for BRU. It's going to be really fast, and that's going to be the Baron taken by themselves. In front of them was the distraction. Golden Feet was buying some time, but here comes the hero. Noel is dealing damage. Valdes is in front, goes in like a hero, and Noel is going to be able to take one down. At least they got one for their troubles, and that's it. 3-4-0 in favor of BRU.
Oh man, now eSports. They're being played here by BRU. The way that they're just operating here is insane, that they're able to get these kinds of objectives for absolutely free, and also even have the time to turn onto NAOS eSports. To think that they're not really ahead in terms of goal, but still the influence is massive. Now they're gonna be able to get the third dragon as well for absolutely free. BRU is just so clean.
It's probably game here. Having 3 dragons, a Baron on your side, BRU just got everything in their favor. Now, even with them not having also a great way to wave clear this at this point in the game, NAOS eSports might struggle in defending their base.
I mean, they're trying. They were trying to engage a lot of times. It's just so difficult to engage onto them right now. Yeah. The slows as well by Valdes is very, very irritating for NAOS eSports. They have a lot of ways to slow them down, to kite them out. NAOS eSports constantly are being pushed back.
Noel is such a menace though. Having this, you can't even chase the Zeri. That's one of the things that's hard when you're fighting against the Zeri at this point. So he's gonna get caught by Sleeper Double Bubble, but what was that? What was that damage with the Ultra Shock Laser and the Sleeping Shovel Bubble? Now the top lane tower is going to be taken for free. Now eSports is scattered around the map, and that's not good.
BRU, man, the way they are performing right now in this game is so clean. Able to isolate the members of NAOS eSports, able to get all the objectives that they want, able to neutralize the whole composition here of NAOS eSports. They constantly, I mean, NAOS eSports constantly try to engage onto them, but they keep on getting slow, they keep on getting poked, they keep on getting interrupted by what the Jess as well. That's why we're not seeing any success with their engages, and that's how clean BRU has been playing right now against them. Now, as we see the items, as we see the goal, every single one of BRU is ahead, or at least neutral, against NAOS eSports. And even if NAOS eSports actually scales up towards the late game, since Noel is pretty much untouchable, it's still going to be a hard time for them.
Yeah, it's still so hard for them to come back from this. I mean, when it comes down to it, having a Kha'Zix Snowball at this point is going to be real hard, and having 4 items on Noel, man, that's gonna be hard to deal with. Especially on those big fights, you won't really see how much damage he's dealing, especially when he uses the lightning crash.
Oh.
That's the scary part about this. Meteor is gonna get caught, explosive gas gonna be there, he's gonna be dead! Again with just 1 hit on half HP! Members right there, BRU are gonna go to the back line, look at the well in front of everybody, that's gonna be a lot of damage. They're trying to run away, but the members of NAOS eSports are not gonna survive this onslaught that is happening right now in BRU! It's just gonna be taking game 2. This is just honestly unfortunate to the side of NAOS eSports. BRU is performing so well, and they're gonna be ending game 2 with a bang. Even with the Nexus shields, it's not gonna be enough because this game is gonna be done.
You know that BRU are at their prime and they're really dominating when you see Noel free hitting in front